If you're using complaining as a form of venting because you feel stuck, or you're experiencing negative life experiences that we all face as human beings at one point or another, I believe that this video is for you. So one of the first things that I realized off the cuff was that complaining was stealing my happiness, complaining was stealing my joy. Like I said, these sessions felt good at the time because we were able to sit down and open up and, share, talk about things. Maybe it's possible to live in a house with several siblings, family members and all that, but each of you are experiencing life in a completely different way despite being in the same household. So these sessions kind of allowed us to tie things together, like, oh, so this is what you were going through, this is what I was going through. But then that spiraled from that healthy point to more of, and I guess, dealing with loss, trying to make sense of things by complaining about what was not working. So I was losing happiness by the day. I was no longer joyful because if we weren't having these sessions, then it felt like if I tried to think on my own, if I tried to plan for the future, then it wasn't really possible at that point because I kind of needed to consult during the complaint sessions, during the vent sessions. Then I'm like, oh, okay, then I'll stitch these two realities together and now I could hope to plan for something better. When I saw that things were not, immediately shifting in that present moment, of course that contributed to, or it reinforced the false reality that I built in my mind because of complaining. So I was able to link, or rather my mind was rewired to link the negative circumstances that I had experienced with the negative circumstances that were happening in that moment, because then I trained my brain to think that this was probably all that I could expect at that particular point in time. The problem with that is you are removing hope from the situation. You're removing the opportunity to sit down and dream about your future and think about what it is you want, and beyond that, putting that into practice, which actually takes time. So the human mind is so powerful because anything that you reinforce, you consistently reinforce into it by what you see, what you think about, what you talk about, who you speak with. Again, this is so important in terms of environment and who you hang around. Then your brain makes those the pathways, I can say the neural pathways to that reality shorter. So you keep telling it that I'm this in the negative, or I'm experiencing this in the negative. Your brain is going to find ways to make sure that, because it's an effective organ, an effective tool that we were given as human beings to function in life, it's going to give you what you keep asking it. So you keep saying that, my life is like this, my life is like this. It's going to look for connectors. It's going to be attracted to people who are experiencing that reality. But all I know is I want the positive. I want the good. I'm not here for the bad experiences. There's a quote I've been reflecting on lately, and it's the whole that life is unfair. And I keep telling one of my siblings that since I've come to that realization, this life, you take it by the horns or it will take you. That's just the truth of it. It's the same in your career. It's the same in building a better you. It's the same in any aspect of life, maybe trying to learn something. You have to be there. You have to be present. You have to show up regardless of whether you feel like or not, and then get the results that you're desiring. The flip side of that is life will flip you, slap you, upside down you in any way possible. Now, because I want this to be a positive video too, since I know I started off with a negative bias, is that on the flip side of that, I gained gratitude. Gratitude is acknowledging or appreciating the good in your life. It's looking around, it's introspecting and recognizing what can you be grateful for, what can you be thankful for, what can you appreciate that's working at that point in time. And maybe if you clicked on this video, you're thinking, I don't have anything that's working for my life because of maybe what you've been thinking about a lot lately. But the thing about gratitude is that it does the opposite of complaining. It flips your mind to thinking possibility. It flips your mind to thinking supply. in the sense that if I was thinking there's lack in this aspect, then I'm thinking, wait, there's supply because there's something that I can do, or there's someone who can help me, or there's something that can be done. So I gained gratitude, which changed my reality because I was no longer looking at life from a victim mentality, and I'm looking at my life as from a victor mentality. And that's backed up primarily by my faith. I'm a Christian. I look at the Word of God and what it says regarding me, how it speaks about me, and that informs my speaking, my thinking. So I've renewed my mind. I've rewired my mind to think that way. I don't know how you are inclined, faith-wise, or what you believe in religiously, but what I can tell you is that what you believe in is what you become. So if you believe in, maybe negative mantras, negative declarations, you've been watching things that are constantly putting you down, I can guarantee you that's going to be a reality. So back again to gratitude. So in that space of gratitude is if you had a quote-unquote bad day, you would be thinking, maybe you looked up and saw a bird flying and you're like, you know what, I'm happy I saw that bird. Yes, it can be as little as that. And like I said about the brain, the mind will now start to rewire itself, start to refunction and realign itself for that reality. That we get a boost, a hormonal boost or a happiness boost every time she or he recognizes something good. So let's do more of that because it makes all of us feel good, all the organs and everything feel good. So I'm trying to break it down as simply as possible. But yes, I gained gratitude from that, and that has changed my thinking. That's changed how I think about life. When a problem arises, I'm not thinking, oh, here we go again. I'm thinking, I'm a solution provider. I have a solution for this. And if I apply my faith, I say, this wasn't a surprise to my God. So Jesus isn't freaking out there like, oh, not whoop-de-doo, like, oh, whoa, this is so scary. We didn't know this was going to happen. No, there's a solution for it, and I'm applying myself that way. The next thing I'm going to say, probably last for this video, is that, because I'm trying to keep it short, is complaining. One thing I lost, which is a good thing that I lost, was the aspect of the fact that, is that correct English? Okay, complaining makes you poor. So I'm happy I lost that. And when I say poor, I've talked about how it steals your health, your mental wellness, your physical well-being. I think it also applies financially. I think it applies to building your dream life, which is the whole premise of my channel. Complaining makes you poor in the sense that it's robbing you of these things, and then the total result of that, or the total outcome of that, is you're not going to actualize your dreams when you're sitting there in a slump, sad, which progresses to anxiety, which could progress to depression, and so on and so forth, because this thing is just a train heading one way. Same way that gratitude and a supply conscious mentality is a train heading another way. Like I said, I'm taking the train heading the other way. I've looked at different people's life circumstances, just in my times of research and all that, and I find human life so fascinating. How we're on this planet, 8 billion of us, experiencing sometimes the same life, sometimes very different lives. But yes, back to my point about being poorer, complaining takes away. Gratitude, being positive, and choosing to see the best in life brings, and I say this without being woo-woo or, New Age manifestation vibes, attracts good things to your life. If I can throw in something about aging, I think being positive, being grateful, being hopeful makes you younger and makes you look younger, because again, if you think about the grand scheme of things, you're not thinking life is short. You're thinking my life is long and it's glorious and it's amazing and I'm flourishing. So when I looked at that and I'm thinking, so now let me think on that. Let me sit down and visualize what that feels like, what that means to me. Do I need to update the quote-unquote vision board on my phone to match that reality, so that I'm thinking towards that, I'm working towards that? So I'd like to end the video here. If this video has brought you any sense of value, please leave me a comment in the comment section. Tell me your experience, tell me where you're at right now. Tell me if you're still in a complaining, phase of your life. Tell me if you've exited, you're in your gratitude phase of life, and I'd really like to know. And I'll see you in the comments. This is C Actualized. Bye.